Here with Neil Holland, junior last year. Actually played, tell us a little bit about your summer. How'd your summer go for you?
Summer went well. I was on the Vermont Lake Monsters, and they mainly kept me in the closing row. I did a little bit of mid-relief, and just kept closing, and did pretty well. Kind of helps to have wood bats, so you don't get a little of those cheap hits here and there, but did well. There are a lot of good hitters, so if you make some mistake pitches, you're gonna, a lot's gonna happen. Some doubles or some home runs, but no, it taught me a lot first year minors, and I did pretty well. So.
Okay, so what's the future hold in store for Neil Holland?
Not sure exactly. I was going to go to instructionals. I did get invited for that, which is good, but I chose to do school instead to kind of get ahead in that, and I'll go to spring training early, and hopefully if everything works out with how I did last season, hopefully I'll go to Hagerstown, Maryland, which is the low A, which is a step up from short season.
Okay. So single A?
Yes,
okay.
Single A. It'll be in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Okay. Overall pitching over the summer, how'd you do? What was...
Yeah, did pretty well. I threw a little bit more inside than I did in college. With wood bats, I kind of became more of a ground ball type guy. Kind of came in situations in real relief if we needed a double play, and if we had a lot of right-handers up, I'd usually come in and close. I still do need to work on lefties a little bit more, kind of get a change-up going for them. But righties, I did very well, and I think I ended with like a 2 ERA, something like that. So.
Awesome. So how do you feel that you've been on mixing it up, say your fastball with your nasty jump?
Yeah, exactly. You kind of got to work backwards a little bit more in the minors. A lot of hitters set on fastballs and different counts and things like that because they have the power and they have the hands to do that. So you may want to start out throwing some off-speed and kind of throw fastballs in later counts and things like that.
So are you back because you was missing Stewart, or?
I did miss Stewart. I mean, he got drafted by the Yankees and everything did well. He wanted to go back to school, which was awesome, and there's a lot of the guys on the team this year that I haven't seen in 3 or 4 months. So since I'm just back here doing school, I'll probably be at a lot of practices and things like that. So
okay. Being an ex-player, being in this system for 3 years, any of these young guys look promising to you out here that we brought in for 2011?
I heard, with the class that we had back in 2008 or 2007, sorry. I heard this class is supposed to be just as good or better. This is a huge class, and I know there's some middle infielders that might get some starting positions, and my friend from Owensboro, Kentucky, Cole Sturgeon, might get some time in the outfield. Coach Mack's mainly worried about hitting and things like that, so whoever hits in the inter-squad scrimmages will probably play, but there's some good competition.
After losing some big hitters like Clark, Richmond, and Wunderlich,
yeah.
Any of these guys stand out to you and maybe step up offensively for us?
In a different way. The 3 guys you named were big power hitters. Hit the home run. We have some really quick guys. Some fast guys that can run bases, and guys that'll hit for average, which is good. That's kind of Coach Mack's system anyways. He does like the long ball, of course, which gets some runs up on the board, but he does like a lot of the small ball, likes to bunt, and we kind of got away from that last year, so I think that's why he recruited a lot of those guys like he did.
So in your opinion, you feel that we're going to go from the green light power hitting team to maybe go to a more smaller ball, kind of Cal State Fullerton type of?
Yes. It'll be different, but Coach Mack, that's how he played whenever he was a player. That's how he coached at the Citadel and Ole Miss. So, even though we didn't really have that the last 2 years and produce runs the other way, I don't think it'll be a big adjustment. We still do have some talent alive with Stewart and Ryan Wright and even Zach Wasserman, but the other guys in this lineup that the middle infielders that we got in are like running 6'6", 60s and things like that. So, yeah, I know that Coach Mack will definitely be running more like he did whenever they went to the World Series when they had some fast guys. So he'll be excited about that.
So how do you think this? Will the speed help us defensively?
Oh yes, definitely. Our outfield last year was great, but we have some new guys coming in that will definitely, be just as fast or faster in the outfield than they were last year, which takes off the gaps. And from the time that the Cardinals went to the World Series, we stole tons of bases, and we kind of got away from that and kind of got more towards less bunting and more hit and running and power hitting. But we could possibly go back to how we were during the World Series time, where we ran a lot of bases and scored that way. So it'll be nice.
Okay.
Be a little different.
Have you had a chance to see Nastold or Landers? The rumor is that they're probably both coming back, and I heard Nastold's looking really well so far.
Nastold was already coming back from the elbow injury and already starting to throw some bullpens at the end of the season last year, kind of when we were in regionals. But Landers is taking a little slower. He had a labrum injury, and I've been watching him, and he's actually a little ahead of his routine already, a little ahead of his schedule. He's already starting to throw some bullpens, throwing some fastballs, not really any off-speed stuff yet, but he should definitely be back by at least Christmas, almost 100%. So I'm excited about both of those guys could easily start this year, so I'm excited about that.
The other Holland, Neil, how's the hip doing? How's his hip doing? You think we might be able to see him this year? Or?
Yeah, I do. I mean, a hip injury is hard to come back from 100% because you have to keep running on it and keep doing things like that. But we're definitely gonna need his bat in the lineup and things like that. And he said it still is a little tender sometimes, but he thinks the more like he starts doing like full practices and gets used to because he was used to just not running or doing anything like that and just lifting up her body. So as soon as his hip gets used to that, I think he'll be fine. So.
Okay, well, thank you, Neil.
Yeah, you're welcome.